strong and free. Praise be to praise be, praise be, praise be. Bless our great Zambia, Zambia, Zambia. Free men we stand under the flag of our love, Zambia, strong and free. Okay,
let us pray. Precious Lord, we want to thank you for this gathering. Father, we invite your presence and your wisdom at this place. In the name of Jesus. Father, we thank you for the traveling message of everybody that is here. And we pray even after this meeting that everybody shall travel safely. Father, this party is about your business, about the living standards of your people. Father, we pray for your presence, for your wisdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, members of the press and the general public, for coming to this very urgent press briefing. Some of you may be aware that I've had a bout of malaria. That's why you are seeing cannula on me, because I've been taking injections. But certain things are very compelling, that even in a state of sickness, you cannot avoid to call a function like this. Because when a government starts misbehaving, they need to be told that you don't have absolute power. That the PF government has and has continued to try and use Mwenyamusenge to destroy NDC. We said, and we want to say it again, that all what has been happening in NDC, which were perceived as internal squabbles, were actually a creation. I want to warn President Edgar Lungu that, my dear brothers and my sister, if they be president of Zambia, I'll be. Amen. Wow. If God has said I'll never be president of Zambia, no matter what I'll do, I'll never be. Because leadership comes from God. Yes. You can try to manipulate things, to be unfair with somebody here and there. Look, you've been arresting me, treating me like each take what ninkoko. Anytime you want to ikata because they are kwatama rights. Mwai posa muchitere mwai isalila. 2 days later, you don't mule for half a mwai funya. But has that helped you on the political scene? It has never helped you. If I were you, I would stop these manipulations, because they will not take you anywhere. I regret to inform the nation that after trying to use Mwenyamusenge in their plan to destroy NDC, and after what the court ruled, the PF government has now been meeting, planning a way to deregister NDC. And their plan has been as follows. They had a meeting with Mwenyamusenge, where they told Mwenyamusenge to register a political party called Zoom, calling it Zambia, Our Own Motherland. Immediately they register Mwenyamusenge by either today or tomorrow. And as soon as Mwenyamusenge announces the registration of the new party, they will then deregister NDC, so that the members of NDC can move to Mwenyamusenge. And the purpose of this political party is to be issuing statements in support of the PF government. You can even see from yesterday's post, mass newspaper, one called Chirambo. Is it Moses Chirambo? Who has been masquerading as NDC spokesperson. Is it Joseph Chilambo? Brian Chilambo yesterday started this new endeavor where he was condemning Professor Munandulo for stating that the constitution amendment was flawed and that it should be discarded. He said on behalf of the NDC, we condemn Professor Ndulo and is one of the worst professors whatever. I want to say that that statement has nothing to do with NDC. That statement is part of the plan that Kampyongo, Mwenyamusenge and Lungu have planned to form a political party where they can swallow NDC and start supporting the PF. That statement, I want to apologize to Mr. Ndulo, Professor Ndulo, that it is not from NDC. It is from Mwenyamusenge, Kampyongo, Edgar Lungu, and they are new to be formed Zoom political party. And Chirambo does not represent NDC in any way. We don't even know him. Even before there was confusion between Musenge and us, Chirambo has never been a member of the NDC. We don't even know him. He's not even on our register. Now, what they are trying to do is that you can see that registering a political party by a person in Zambia is not easy. But this political party, the name Zoom was cleared on Friday, but unfortunately, very few kumanya abantu 10. As on Friday, they failed to take 10 people to go and do fingerprints. So the police advised them, no, you can only come once and 10. And I think by today or tomorrow, they will go now to do the block fingerprints to establish this political party. And as soon as this political party is registered, they want to deregister NDC so that our members can say, this is now the replica of NDC out of this party. I want to appeal to the people that this is a plan by Kampyongo, Lungu and Musenge, and our members must stay calm. And I want to tell the registrar of societies that the law does not allow you whatsoever to deregister organizations, societies as you deem fit. In the law, the Societies Act, there is a proviso on what reasons a political party or society can be deregistered. You see, what they've taken advantage is the matter at court. If you read the ruling from the court against Mwenyamusenge, this ruling, the court only said, we are not sure whether NDC is registered, because before the court, the judge, they did not tender in a registration certificate. When Mwenyamusenge took us to court, among his documents, he did not tender in the certificate to show the court that NDC was registered. But here is a certificate for NDC. Now, based on that, and the mere fact that the constitution that Mwenyamusenge took at the registration of the NDC stated that the constitution will only come into effect after being confirmed at the general conference. So the registrar Mwenyamusenge and Kampyongo have sat down and said, because the NDC constitution is not operational, then NDC is an illegal entity. But let me mention this, that before we went to court, we discovered that in our constitution there was that proviso that the constitution will only come into effect after being approved by the National Council. And in the law, the Societies Act, there is a proviso which states that a political party or an organization or a society can amend its constitution by giving notice to the registrar of society through a resolution. Central Committee met, or National Management Committee met, made a resolution and finished the registrar of societies with our new constitution. The registrar of societies up to now has refused to accept the new constitution. They said we only accept this new constitution after the squabbles between you and Mwenyamusenge are resolved. What kind of thinking is that? What has the registrar got to do with internal wrangles of a political party? If the National Management Committee or the Central Committee met and decided that we amend the constitution and submitted the constitution to the registrar, all we expect is that the registrar just to check whether the people who signed on that proposal are duly office bearers of the organization. And I can tell you that all the 10 subscribers and the office bearers of NDC signed for the change of the constitution. But we know that the registrar of societies has been under pressure by Kampiong that they should not do anything on the issue of NDC, and that she should do everything in her powers or outside her powers to have NDC deregistered. Countrymen and women, you can even imagine, Central Committee met and invited me to be president, submitted the correspondence to registrar of societies. When I went to the police to have my fingers lifted, because it is a requirement for anybody who is on the leadership of a political party or a society to go to the police to have their fingers lifted to see if they have any criminal records. The police refused to clear my fingerprints, saying until the registrar of society gives us instructions. I've kept quiet over this. We have all kept quiet over this, thinking the registrar of societies and the police were going to be reasonable. Until the vice president and our team of lawyers decided that no, we are going to take legal action against the police. We wrote to them, challenging them, that look, people who come to lift fingers for different things. For instance, if you are getting employed, some companies would ask for fingerprints. Are you telling me that the police will not clear until the company that wants to employ you writes to them that clear them? No. But this is what they said. My fingerprints were being lifted for the purpose of being put on the list as the president of the NDC. They say no until the registrar advises us. We wrote them a letter through our lawyers, and they called the vice president here and our secretary general. They went and said, no, you should have not written this letter, because we copied it to the American ambassador, we copied to the British ambassador, and I think, was it the Human Rights Commission. So they got scared and said, no, you should have not copied all these people. This is an issue that we can just resolve. And this policeman says, I'm going to ask the IG to give us guidance, and you can come back the following day. When they went back the following day, all the police officers ran away from their offices. Up to now, they've been going there. Nobody attends to them. Police officers just run away, or they'll tell them, no, we are coming just now. They will go and they will never come back from their offices. Sure. Now you can see how scared the PF is of NDC and Shimba Kambwili. But let me tell you that yes, mwanalesa, abalili atukwa, apumwa, atanikwa, diliabuka, elo baishuwa kutila chine chini oyu, ni mwanalesa. And for you people who are behaving like that towards me, mafta, mulensu bafye ukuli ifisuma byonse kulaba okuchula. So for me, I've accepted what I'm going through. And even this issue of you wanting to deregister NDC so that you allow Mwenyamusenge and Zoom nationally in Zoom. But I want to tell you that we are going to put up a very strong legal battle against you if you try dare to deregister NDC. And I want to warn the police today that tomorrow, can you clear my fingerprints so that we can go and found. We have been very patient. I've never wanted to go public over this, but I think the behavior of the IG, anyway, people of Zambia, I've always told you, Nangutamufulwa, the position of Minister of Home Affairs from time immemorial has been given to people who have a legal mind, either being a lawyer or somebody who's very high in the academia field, like Peter Machungwa was, or somebody who has a very high respect and experience in the security field. Because to be Minister of Home Affairs, you are actually dealing with legal matters, many legal matters. But Mwayabulo Mwaiche, Wale Chinja Fiempia Pakatondo in the name of Stephen Kampiongo, at Minister of Home Affairs. This is the result, where the registrar of society knows what the law says, but because she's been controlled by a street chap, some awkward street chap with no political background, you go and give him the position of Home Affairs Minister. Look at what they treated the one Musi Maimani, the opposition leader from South Africa. When he came into Zambia, he was not even allowed, on instruction from Kampiongo, to come out of the plane. They followed him in the plane and told him, you cannot even step on the soil of Zambia. You have been deported back. That is against international norms. Because for one to be deported or to be refused entry, he has to be allowed to come to your border, present himself or herself before the immigration officers. Once you refuse, you even put him in a holding cell, waiting for the next flight back home. The man was humiliated, left in a plane until the plane went back 6 hours later. All in the name of Stephen Kampion being Minister of Home Affairs. I think limodi mwefintu fimo kuti mwaiba tusheli shamo litipo nangunish Zambia yachita. But I think it's sabingana libola mwena kumakiwa skumutu. So this is a reflection of the leadership that we have. A leadership that can go and pick. First it started with Muila. Davis Muila was minister. It's only in Zambia where Davis Muila and Kampiongo can be Minister of Home Affairs. I swear. Not any other country in the world. There's no way. There's no way. Nangu mwashama shani Muilenga ba Minister of Home Affairs na Kampiongo. So pakuti Muila na Kampiongo ba Home Affairs, it tells you what kind of a president you have. But let me tell you, President Edgar Lungu, and let me tell you, NDC ena tuleimba na nenu ina mamumeno tamoishile deregister. NDC was registered on the 22nd of September 2017. Hey. On the 22nd of September 2018, we did our returns. And we have been in existence. There is no way you can say that it was not correctly registered. If it was not correctly registered, why not just correct the anomaly? You people play very much with public funds. NDC has got a member of parliament. Elected by the people. That's how the people of Zambia and the people of Ron in particular respect the NDC. NDC is not Peter Chandane, Progressive Nashalaneka Party. It's not Dan Pule Nashalaneka Party. It's not Bright Musoma. NDC is a political party worth its salt, which has participated in almost all the by-elections. With a secretariat and with a fully fledged National Executive Committee with structures all over the country. Tetumwangale kuchaipanga balungu nakakampion mwachepa sana. Tuleimba na nenwina mamweno. Just know that come 2021, we are very. Are you not surprised, people of Zambia? Have you ever heard where people have said no to lift fingerprints to register a political party or to register you? The registrar must clear you. Are you not surprised that we are the only political party which is not allowed to hold any meetings? As we are having this press briefing, for what? On Saturday, we had some political party, Atishani, national leaders, something, having a rally in Kapilimposhi. We hear the MMD Mutati is in here, Kalaba is here, all over the country. Me, when I just moved from Luansha, they hear me in Quito for police who come like swamp. What have I done to you? The only thing I provide is checks and balances and telling the truth. And for telling the truth, I will not relent. I'll forever continue providing checks and balance and speak for the downtrodden people of this country. And if you want to kill me because of that, I am ready to die. I told you that the cost of the hospital was $154 million. You are lying to the people. No, it is 154 million kwacha. Because you think people of Zambia don't think. The upgrading of Levi Mwanawasa Hospital from 120 beds capacity to 800 bed capacity is going to cost $90 million. $90 million. That's what you have told us. You're the same government. That the upgrading of Levi Mwanawasa from 120 beds to 800 bed capacity will cost this government $90 million. How then can a brand new 800 bed capacity hospital in Bangweulu with a medical school cost $11 million? You don't even think about what you say. Really, if you think about what you say and refer them to what you said in the past, you would not have this problem. I challenge you to refuse whether the upgrading of Levi Mwanawasa will not cost $90 million. If the upgrading of Levi Mwanawasa will cost $90 million, how then can a brand new hospital that is going to have 800 beds like the upgrading of Levi Mwanawasa and a medical school cost $11 million? Napo mwikere mwebene mwai mono kweba tukwena tatwa kwa tamano nefyo tulela ndata muri amani. I have also challenged you that bring the BOQ. It is now 2 weeks. You are only talking about the president's speech. The president's speech, like I said, is not an authority in construction. The authority in construction is the BOQ, or the tender document, which will show us breakdowns and details of the costing of that construction. You have failed to publish the tender document 7 days later. Probably we are busy doctoring but already the people of Zambia can read between the lines who's telling the truth. The only thing you have won in this is to send Vakebi Mbewe, the police, to report me at alarming the nation. Why check Bimbewe na jacket ya smuggling? Because some of you chaps, we just leave you, we know your background. Terrible smuggler from Livingstone. Nakali jacket na kunga makunu makwat ma forklift. Adam kuchita report Kambwili police nakali jacket na kema makunu makwat ma arms ya ma forklift. Watch out, my child. Be careful. Watch out, Nalimia Timbwili ni mbwili. You will never intimidate me, and I will never intimidate me. Inena rishimpula. Na rishimpula ngomusunga mfafyo kwa kushonga. Hello naba kuntu minabala moneka kake Bimbewe. Nimbi mwaleta ko chijibie muchile moneka ko molufu. Forest number 27. Mwewe na Zambia na ngutamufulwa. Simwe fimbi mwambi okufulwa. I have a list of people which I will give to the press. I will not read all the names, but I will give to the press to go and publish, of the people that got land in the first deforestation or demarcation of Forest 27. When you look here, my ministers, Fedeka Veka, and senior government officials, there is no law that compels the ministry to advertise. And you are the last person even to be defending PF, because Umulopa wenu imwa blue. Nimwala MMD. Tamwa ishwana PF imwe. Nomba ni chofie insoni buntu imwe tamwa kwa tansoni. That's why wasatabale mwitila $6. Because wali mwene tamwa kwa tansoni. The policy, the law and policy are two different things. There's a government policy, and government policy is a set of rules and what you stand for as a government. The government policy is that land must be advertised. You collect applications. When you collect applications, you adjudicate, people come for interviews. That's when you allocate land. Councils have been dissolved before, merely for not advertising land. Then a chief government spokesperson comes and says, no, we are not supposed to, there's no law. And I'm reliably informed, members of the press, that most of the ministers, including the head of state, do not use their names. For instance, in this forest, President Edgar Lungu has got a house, which everybody in Lusaka knows that this is President Edgar Lungu's house, and some flats within that, which were alleged to have been built by Avic International. Everybody knows in Lusaka, but when you look at the list, the name of the president does not appear. But we all know that we've got a house there. We all know Amos Chanda has got a house there. On this list, it doesn't appear. We all know Kamba has got a house there. His name doesn't appear. So you think that you are very clever, but I know it's just that I don't want to bring in innocent names. I have been told even the names that you are use are here. Nomba nangu kuite mwabalungu. Imo mwakule nganda nomwana wen daliso wene mwali daliso lungu. Na upload mwampera na wakule mulamwini. Ndabe kala chalu abantu abalanda. Bakakula kuisa. Because if you are dollar balela ndoko that we only give land on bulk applications. People have been applying for land as far much early as 20 2000, you, Daliso, and them only came on the limelight in Zambia in 2014. So because there must have been people who had applied before you. Me, I applied for land at the Ministry of Lands. I applied for lands in 2006. Up to now, Tavalampela land. Ngai mwa lungu baisa mipela sha na Daliso wangu. Wairin nabambia bashala. Speaker of the National Assembly. Bamativini elo mwaishile bu speaker mwansanga kale mu parliament. Bamipela land neta balampela. Pantu mwalita mfya Kambwili mu parliament. Mwalemba nenkalata kuli ba Law Association of Zambia that we cannot stop parliament to legislative function because we have been taken to court. I've been in parliament for 13 years. Any matter that was before court, speakers used to say we cannot debate on this matter until it is disposed of at court. Lelo because now I'm paying land, Forest 27, Mwaka no kweba no will go ahead. Posterity will judge you very harshly. Don't think I'm happy the way you threw me out of parliament illegally. But the matter is in court. I don't want to say much. But some of these things you pay for them in future. You may think you are clever today. So I'll give the press the complete list of the first 110 people who were given land in Forest 47. Now listen to this. Another bomb. They have gazetted another land called Subuyunji, Forest number 42. Mumfu wa mashina balipo. Aini chilwa mambili. 248 hectares. Daniel Siwo from State House, 250 hectares. Emmanuel Tembo, 213 hectares. Blessing suppliers. He blessing supplier not umfadiwa mwine. Bafilo foku bomfieshinari yabu. 1,128 hectares. Abantu balefwaya land bali filo kula mayanda. Umuntu umo. 1,128 hectares. Lawrence Chalwe Minister, 442 hectares. Chalwe Lombe, PS Foreign Affairs, 100 hectares. Mwansa, a Gispo, another, I don't know who this Mwansa, a Bisco, whatever he is, 100 hectares. Davis Chama, Minister of Defense, 102 hectares. Vincent Mwale, 102 hectares. Nathan Mulenga, I think this is the commander of ZNS, 102 hectares. Patrick Kangwa, Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet, 102 hectares. State Mwale, PS Defense, 102 hectares. I'm only picking up the big ones, but the list is long. Charles Mushota, another PS, 18.9 hectares. Georgie Susiku Sindila, the current Commission of Lands, 157 hectares. Given Luvinda, 480 hectares. Wilfred Kopamuma, the former Lands Commissioner, 400 hectares. Paul Miova, 183 hectares. Kelvin Ambweza, 179 hectares. Jervis Zulu, 508 hectares. And the list is endless. Now, does it mean land in Zambia will be demarcated specifically for politicians and the heads of department and senior government officials at the expense of the people? Where was this land 42 in Subuyunji advertised? When was it advertised? Who sat as a committee to allocate land? And I am told that Bamuine na Bambia Bantoko bali amashina yengali apa ma proxy. They just don't want to use it. what I've been told is that the same people that got Ebengyaba Kwete using proxies, what they'll do is that Kuntansh, they'll come and change the names to their actual names. For now, they are hiding in the name of proxies. The third thing is that again they have demarcated another portion of Forest 27, and they have allocated 335 plots. I'll give the list to the media tomorrow. Among the people that have been mentioned, Sikazwe, Freedom Sikazwe. Among the few that I've been told, they are compiling the list for me, and I will have it this afternoon, and I'll give it to the press. Nabankashandwa Sylvia Charikosa, ministers, MPs, and senior government officials. Even if we don't get upset, there's never been a time in the history of this country where things like this have been done. You remember that there was under Mwanawasa, pastor Vanirongo, as Minister of Lands, for sharing land in Kambwili. Corruption. You even saw how Vanirongo suffered over that matter. It is the order of the day. Apalifyelandi kuchita di gazette mwaipela. Abantu ba Zambia. What are the people of Zambia, the ordinary people of Zambia, or the people who are not close to you going to have? You'll be so shocked tomorrow when I give you, members of the press, the list of the people that have been given land. So my dear brother Harrington, it is not only the 110 first plots. They've degazetted another part from State Lodge, the road that goes to State Lodge, stretching to where Dr. Kenneth Kaunda lives, up to Bowlin. All that area has been degazetted and shared among politicians. When a government is government, and people of Zambia wake up. 2021 is coming. Otherwise, if you give them another 5 years, I am telling you there will be nothing left. Selfishness, you cannot be so selfish that Pari never listing Kwete. Bamayoba Irene Mambidima. Epo bali pali first demarcation na kusubu yunji eko bali. Nomba bena Zambia bakapoka koinshaba abashaba close kulima. Babwana nabona atuishi babwana ba munshulumbulwa. At konseko bali la 1128 balembela to blessing suppliers shan ni babwana ba munshulumbulwa. Kwena mdala wali wa selfish hiyo. From 1 million kwacha sakwate finfions. Mwele sawe suyulungu mwamufunishe. Lungu mwamufunishe kuisa twachula muli chino chalo twachula. So we want the BOQs for Kambwili Hospital. Muka kapeleka kebimbewe kaka eno tuma jacket wako muku nchita report. I also want to warn my younger brother, Tutu Anguluwe, that Tutu Anguluwe ama umweo wa muntu aba mkutu. Mwaichowandi, you are a brilliant lawyer, and my stay with you in Parliament when you were in the back bench, gave me an impression that you are a person who can be trusted to speak for the downtrodden and the poor people in society. Little did I know that we were only using the platform of Parliament to negotiate for a government position. People of Zambia, you agree with me that the Tutu Anguluwe we knew when he was a backbencher is not the Tutu Anguluwe we are seeing today when he's given a GX and a government office. Integrity is the last thing to lose. But young man, if you are not careful, you lose your integrity. You have now become as if no I should feel PF. Castigating the Law Association of Zambia for doing a noble thing. Taking government to court over bill number 10 of 2019. There is absolutely nothing wrong. The Law Association of Zambia is only doing something good for and on behalf of the people of Zambia. All the people in Zambia, 90% of the people have said, these amendments you want to take to Parliament, withdraw them. They do not represent the people of Zambia. For instance, civil servants, when they retire, has who had the heart for the people, with Mr. Sata said, when a civil servant retires and is not paid his pension immediately, he must continue to be on the payroll so that they don't become destitute. And it was one way to compel government to pay these people on time so that you don't spend double by paying them salaries while they are waiting for their pension and doing nothing. But you want to you want to take a bill to Parliament to remove the article that compels government to pay a retiree until they are paid their terminal benefits. Are you happy the way the retirees are suffering in this country? Some retirees have not been paid for 15, 20 years. Then you, Tutu Anguluwe, in your wisdom as a member of Parliament, just because you've been given that small position of Deputy Chief Whip, just because you have got a government driver and the GRZ, I really respected you. And my heart bleeds to speak to you in this manner. But tone down, my child. Tone down and start behaving like a human being. Your behavior of late is becoming and becoming. I will end there because you are my younger brother. But suffice to state that bill number 10 of 2019 must be withdrawn.
It must.
Balungu ilo mwale kula bale miye bati nga president nangu abantu nabakane chintu kuchitafi. Who are you trying to impress? Almost all the people of Zambia have said, no, we don't want this bill to go through. Alenson ye wuntu. Ama plot mwakana. Mwakanena constitution. Please mweba muninane. Mule kwata kolu senkumbu nensoni. Withdraw that bill. 48 houses. I've got the latest. You see the problem with you people at State House, you think you are very clever. But I've always told you that you are very unpopular even among the people that work at State House.
True.
Imota kwata support ya bantu abali bonse na babena babomba ku State House tabamutemo. I'll tell you something for nothing. I've received information that you've been having meetings. You've even taken some 2 people, young men here from the Copper Belt. They go and approach Katumbi to either come and claim directly as the owner of those 48 houses, or to find somebody from Congo, a businessman from Congo, who come and claim that these are my houses, to protect one person. The owner of those 48 houses was working at State House. He resigned And you are protecting, because that 48 houses will show the people of Zambia how corrupt the entire state house is. So ngamlemo na kwatu mwali changela. Filafine ba mpoka fia mayanda. Taleni kaleni ko inkumba bulidi. Reflect. Uyo aleke nchito tukesa muikata. Ngamlefu akutu mwa mushanga tamlefu okumuikata. Fweba shipo kuikata tukesa. So that plan that you have, in fact, the one who you are sending to the Congo came back from Lusaka yesterday. He's on the copper belt. But Mwishibiat, if you want to say Muchita behind that closed state house, so there is no way that my brother Katumbi, in fact, leave Katumbi out of your nonsense. Katumbi is a genuine man who's fighting the way I'm fighting here in Zambia, in Congo, to bring peace, stability, economical development, and to give the people of Congo a life since they got independence. Yes. But you want to bring in a genuine man. Wakatumbi, I have a lot of respect for you. Don't do. There are people on the way coming to talk to you, to come and claim that these are your houses. My brother, don't. And I want to warn other prominent businessmen in the Congo. Please don't accept. Vale keni fia baba kabola ala nikolo epiteni nembo. Yes. But umwine wama 48 houses ya alish biko ale bomba ku state house. Resign. Ilo ale bomba ko katishinga ni mwaka unda ngani mwachiluba ngani mwashata ngani mwalungu. But the details that we have at alish resign. But the entire last week he was just in and out of state house, even the records can show, to try and make this arrangement of somebody coming to claim that these are my houses. Wow! Kongole ukese kunono olufumu mayanda yandi na tuishiba fyabufi. Ubunga mwalaipa ya bantu. President Edgar Lungu, I appeal to you, to your conscience. I appeal to you. Not wish my mwali lundi lolupia wa minister nomba mulefola 80,000. Nanguunga winga 150 or 200 you can afford. Nga ba teacher aba fola 4,000. Bafunia moloni bali pile mwenganda. Bakwata abana 6. Bakala kumanisha obunga 150. I am reliably informed that in Shangombo, Milimiu is now costing 160 kwacha, 25 kg. And that a gallon, Muketa Shell, Meda Yamataba is now 100 kwacha in Shangombo. And then we can have Lubinda Abazoka, yesterday on TV, Prime TV. No, those who cannot afford the price of minimum, you can go back to the village and start farming your own maize. Ushayi walubinda abazoka. Inye fuyo ine wakwate ya kufulunga ya maicho wande. Nangufish bakula ya. Because you are not the Lubinda Abazoka that we used to know. The Lubinda Abazoka I used to know was a lecturer at CBU, was very critical of government and always advising government on things that was meant to take the country forward. But the Lubinda Abazoka we have seen after going to Lusaka, being given that job at the University of Zambia, and probably looking for another better job in government is not the Lubinda Abazoka I used to know. Lubinda Abazoka, insoni ebuntu. Yes. You are speaking, your friend Dandy Crazy just apologized. Na owa weke shapo, kula tumfia abantu. No, if you can't afford, kabia nife mukulima. Iwe Lubinda Abazoka iwe. Anyway, Russian trend. Now end there. Russian trend. Exactly. But let me tell you that ubunga balungu walaipa ya bantu. And if you don't know, for some of us who move in the compounds, people are going without eating. And don't underestimate the hunger situation that is going to be caused as a result of the cost of this millimil going to 150. And like I said in my previous press briefing, the cost of millimil has been necessitated, the high cost of millimil, by the mere fact that you have increased the price of maize from 65 kwacha per 50 kg bag of maize to 150. Obviously, automatically the price of milling will go up. But what does the government, which cares, the government which knows that the people earn less than $1 a day, that 70% of the population are unemployed, then the majority of the people working in the civil service, they get peanuts. Peanuts, imbalala. Chimpondwa, chikonko. And you are even saying, no, the price of maize has gone up through about Zoka, so the price will go up. Lundini abantu kanshi indalama na bomwe, pakutwele Stafford. Lundini abantu indalama pakutwele Stafford. Echo njebe la balungu, ushamwa fumine kwidi bimi, ushamwa ne direct. Limbile samusi ngafie. Lungu, where did you come from? Because you see, who changes wife is not good. You go and increase your salaries illegally. You give yourselves 32,000 kwacha and some allowances, calling vehicle replacement allowance. Your take-home pay comes to 80,000 kwacha. Even if you increase the price of millimil to 500, you manage as minister. How about the poor people? It's up to you to know what to do. If you don't want to subsidize maize, production of maize, you have to subsidize millimil. People must afford if you are good. Tamale take abantu what ninko kubale abale tola isha, abale tola isha. Abantu nombaba ichena abambo kupena. Wasango mwaiche alipatishala le tolo bwali. Mutu ntulu. Ale funi yako nelo bakubwali. Ishuridi neli la funi amalo bakubwali. Batu ntulu bali nomba mweba lelenga ni mwebo mutengo wa afya kuja wachilamu. The other day Mr. Kasusu, the senior citizen in Kitwe, his business is bakusafe soso mkitu. He was telling me that oko tuya mkupo safe soso abantu tuleba sanga bengi nga mwaitire soso babulo bwali bambo kusamfya mukamana babu samfya basenda bayana mukulya nabana kumayanda balungu na mtamwa kwa toluse tamwa kwa tefilamba umfile ni abantu ruse kubunga bunga wena mwalaipa ya abantu kaunde chwaidi ile bunga lungu Wilangala But there is no money or austerity measures. I want you to explain to me, while you have no money, you have austerity measures. Chitaluchilufia is busy groundbreaking ceremonies for hospitals. Now, me, I'm failing to put one and one together. I'm even failing to understand your leadership, Your Excellency, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. I'm failing to understand your leadership. Look, I was admitted in Ron General Hospital. One nurse per night. One nurse in a ward per night. One nurse at OPD per night. And yet we have got 40,000 trained nurses on the streets. 40,000 trained nurses now we have got in Zambia who are unemployed. But your Chitaluchilufia has failed to bring nurses to the hospitals. When I inquired about Ron General Hospital, I said, but they recently employed some nurses. I was told, yes, 3,000 nurses have been employed. but bali be batu mwika chita report kunchito until bakabibike papero there's no money to pay. Mwaingisha abantu inchito abache 3000. Atubachitavenga baku hospital nishani awo tabalamika papero babwela kungana. But mule kule patala na vimbi mailo twamikulila. Mwe bantu ba Mzambia FF patala bale kula bale mube pafi. Na beshwata my elections are 2 years. Bala tampe FF patala fikesa pelela fe window level. Elonga ya isa my election they will be telling you that if you remove us the hospital will not be completed. Vote for us to come and complete the hospital. Muleshana no kushana. Pabwa topa. Ala bale mube pafi ni ba putia babantu. Kapoli ni kapoli. Kapoli nangwa mufunia umo wa mwisalila bwino la mulishe fya kulia bwino aliva clean wa isula kofi akafumo kuya nkulia mumatipa bantu kapoli. How else can you explain? He's busy breaking ground to build hospitals all over. And yesterday I was surprised in Kwangabwe, in one district 3 mini hospitals groundbreaking. No baba abakola bombo mukabafunya kwe. Imiti in existing hospitals there are no drugs in existing hospitals. 1 nurse per night in a ward. And when you go to the rural areas, there's security guard, the so-called classified dairy employees are the ones who are giving drugs and medicine, untrained. But you are just busy because if you're kula, commission. That's what you are interested in. And you want to come and use those. The hospitals Mr. Sata started in 2012 are still not completed. Still being built. Only 2 have been opened so far. Michael Sata, partial opening. Because the other wing has not been completed. And the other one, the one you went to open, President Edgar Lungu in Chimukulu area. Even that one is partial opening. There are no words. But you keep on going, trotting from one town to the other, misleading the people at Mulekule Patala, no kula Foleshama ambulance. Ambulance uba bule chipatala. Ushe iwe chitaluchilufia na iwe wine wafu mimi. Anyway, tetimpa because ukukulu wakula icha putula fe kama na kutu watolweke fya kama no kufuma kuishidi. Echo tawako atilansoni. Mulebe pa abantu kulaba ngasha. Existing hospitals have no nurses. 40,000 nurses on the streets unemployed because you have no money to pay them. You employ 3,000 of them. They are not on the payroll because you have no money, but you go and build another hospital. You go and ground break to build another hospital. What kind of a human being are you? Mwalale kabantu wale tino kubaba doctor ti. Kuti batambo kulanda tawo ba doctor fi kubanga chitaluchilufi. Aba ichibale kana kabye kuli doctor ta. Dad nje kuli doctor ule kule chipatalo mutamu abe mitire. You know, you are confusing the little children. Can you explain to us what is your strategic plan for those hospitals you are building? How you are going to buy drugs without money? How you are going to put equipment in those hospitals? How you are going to employ from the 40,000 nurses that are roaming the streets? Equally teachers, we've got about 50,000 trained teachers. Yes. You are employing 2,000 per year because of physical space. You have no money. Now, back to Mukapo 50,000 are trained as at now. Nyaka inga. 25. Nyaka inga, if you are employing 2,000. It means they've got no hope of ever being employed. But you are busy. No, we are building another school. We are Allah. Ukuchenjela kwa nkoko. Elo kutunsi abantu bapangwa mchata chakwalesa is very bad. Respect the people that elected you. And if you have nothing to do, stay in your offices. Wait for your 80,000 salary. While civil servants are getting 2,000 and 1,000. You increase your salaries by 50%. Then you give them 4%. Out of the 4%, mwaya susula ko 1 ati ini medical insurance mwakula lipila kupatala. Kwa shara 3. abantu balechula ngena mashampanga alaba lungu lupiali lilile imwe muka collapse na arrogance yo mukwete you collapse my brother, because what you are doing with your ministers is not making sense. It's not making economical sense. It's not even making common sense. You have no nurses in hospitals, but you have 40,000 trained nurses. You employ 3,000. Even the doctors who were employed this year, Abaichama doctors, they've worked for 6 months. They've never seen a single coin. Now, I want to declare interest. My daughter is one of them. I give her money every day. I pay rent for her. I give her money to feed, so I'm subsidizing government. My daughter is working for the government. I'm paying her a salary. Awe ngumfile nikolu se. Eno mwene nifu mwantiti kama business ya ndionse mwalisa. Inde mifolese shano mwana ale migombela. Kwa to se. Mwefiluwa ni mwe. Lastly, Walungu, fight against corruption. Yonsenga na landa bwati balanda bebali corruption ate mwakaleke nshakaleke ako maila nondo nishipali uleme vasoko kuratsa. What has happened? We heard he went on leave to give chance for the investigations and the court case to be concluded. On Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Soko reported back to the office. What kind of fighting against corruption is that? What has come in you, President Edgar Lungu, and your government? Why has Soko gone back to the office? If we are serious about the fight against corruption as a country. I'll end there. But play with NDC to let Don Sana.
Over.
Niko repite nembo. Amen.